Hey, sport fans, welcome as we are heading to a new day. It is the 20th, technically, it's midnight. A lot of good things happened today in sports. Let's start off with the Hoosiers and Michigan State game, the game of the night. Um, Michigan State had the number in the second half, but Victor Oladipo had 19 points in the game. Indiana did win 70-68. He scored the last 6 points in the final 45 seconds. So Michigan State loses this game. I thought Michigan State had this game, but you know what, Indiana, this was a big game. I thought Michigan State, I think they're still the better team, but you know what, they're pretty good. So good luck to the Spartans going forward. They're a pretty good team. I think they're better than Indiana, but Indiana, they got some talent over there. So don't count them out. The Gators got upset by the Mizzou Tigers, and Mizzou haven't lost a game at home. They this year, so they were able to get this win, 63-60. Lawrence Bowers had 17 points and 10 rebounds off the bench. Phil Pressey had 7 points and 10 assists to help the Tigers get past Florida Gators, who I believe is a very good team. You know what? It was very good. Very good game from Mizzou. They pull out this upset. Very good. Another upset almost happened. The Hurricanes almost lost to the Cavaliers, Virginia Cavaliers, and Miami won by 4 points. Julian Gamble had 8 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 blocks for Miami, Florida Hurricanes. And they do get their 13th straight conference win. So very good game for Miami, Florida. Hockey, the Canadians were able to get the win, so now they're 11-4-1. Very good win for Montreal. I talked about them earlier. Carey Price stopped 24 shots, so Montreal is looking pretty good this year. Rangers, they didn't struggle. This was a very good game. Both teams were doing good last 5 games, and Montreal was able to come out on top. They've been doing a good job. In the NBA, the Celtics and Nuggets, the game that I said watch, on NBA TV, the Nuggets were able to pull it off with 97-90 in the win. Gallinari and Ty Lawson puts 26 points up. Kenneth Faried has 16 rebounds. He just be everywhere on the floor. So it was a very good win. Let's go to the shout-out section. I want to give a shout-out to Victor Oladipo. I'm going to shout him out on Twitter. Lawrence Bowers gets a shout-out from the Missouri Tigers. Julian Gamble gets a shout-out from the Miami Hurricanes. And Gallinari and Ty Lawson gets a shout-out from the Denver Nuggets, both putting up 26 points. They both balled out, helped the Nuggets win as they're 23-3 at home. Now, let's move on to the scores that's happened in these 3 major sports today. NBA, starting with NBA, let's start with hockey. There were some good games on. The Winnipeg Jets and the Buffalo Sabres played. The Jets won 2-1. That was the final score. The Ottawa Senators beat the New York Islanders. Andre Benoit and Dave D, I can't pronounce the last name, they were able to come through in the final period for the Senators. Well, the Senators are 9-6-2. The Islanders have been struggling. Toronto Maple Leafs, one of 2 teams who have not had an overtime loss. So this was a very good game. But Toronto Maple Leafs did lose. They're 10-7-0. Tampa Bay Lightning were able to win 8-6-1. It is Tampa Bay's record. They win at home. San Jose Sharks at St. Louis Blues. San Jose gets the win. This was a good game as well to watch, by the way. And St. Louis loses this game. Antti Niemi had 25 saves. Tim Kennedy helped out the Sharks in this win. The Detroit Red Wings, my Red Wings, at Nashville Predators. Shea Weber scored 44 seconds in overtime to give them this quick win in overtime. It was a very good game. The Red Wings have struggled this year. How about the Predators? They played a lot of overtime games and had a lot of losses in overtime. So a lot of overtime's been happening in the hockey this year, which is pretty exciting. Vancouver Canucks at Chicago Blackhawks. The Blackhawks match the NHL record 13-0-3, but every NHL game so far they have scored at least 1 point, and only one team has done it so far in 16 straight to open the season, which was the Ducks in the 2006-2007 season. So Blackhawks, who should be a favorite to win it all, they get this win. By the way, Patrick Kane should be MVP runner-up right now. By the way, his name is always called. Excuse me, guys. His name is always called for the. Excuse me again, Blackhawks. So let's see what happens if they can match the record. The LA Kings are the Edmonton Oilers, and this was the game we said that I was waiting on before I started the video. Is the Kings, the defending champs, were able to win, so they're 6-6-2. I think they start their going forth and getting W's. I say they go for it. They're defending champs. They got to play like them. Jeff Carter is the man. He's at 7 points this season, 6 goals this year. They're going to need him to really step up and get the job done. The LA Kings fans, you're pretty excited. They won the World Cup and Stanley Cup, and they were able to get it done. In other NCAA games, Marquette at Seton Hall. Marquette was able to cruise past Seton Hall, 67-46. Marquette was ranked number 17. The Butler Bulldogs had to play the Dukes. Remember we talked about the Dukes, the women's side, last night, and they will lose again. Son Butler gets them, and this was the men's side. And the Dukes have been struggling. They're 8-18, struggle for this team. Virginia Commonwealth and the St. Louis Billikens. As the Rams at the Billikens, the Rams gets upset. I didn't get to some news, but I looked it up and I saw it. Jordan Jeff scored all 16 of his points in the second half. Mike McCall Jr. added 15 for St. Louis. So this was a very good game from St. Louis. And didn't know Virginia Commonwealth was ranked, by the way, until today. I just found that out. NBA to end it all. The NBA, the Raptors and the Wizards. The Wizards have been doing good at home since John Wall. They've really been doing good since John Wall really returned. But you know what? DeMar DeRozan and Rudy Gay, they're starting to look good together. And you know what? 5-game winning streak for the Raptors. Bucks better watch out. They're trying to make a trade, and hopefully this trade will help the Raptors. They're going to be in trouble if all the teams on top of them continue winning, which they probably will. Bobcats at the Magic. The Bobcats had a great start in the first half, and they were able to cruise against the Magic. They've been doing all year. Very good job for the Bobcats. Very good. They usually can't win on the road, but they did it. The Bucks and the Nets, which was probably the best NBA game that came on, the only overtime game that came on, and Joe Johnson hit a clutch shot to send the game into overtime, and then hit the clutch shot to win in overtime for the Brooklyn Nets. Sorry, I'm gonna say New Jersey. But it was a very good game. The Bucks, they gotta win games because the Raptors is behind them, Philadelphia 76 behind them, and believe it or not, the Detroit Pistons. Speaking of Detroit Pistons, they lost by 14 to Memphis. Tayshaun Prince returned, but it was all Mike Conley and Zach Randolph really getting the Grizzlies over the Pistons. And they were blowing them out. Pistons tried to come back. Pistons got to live to fight another day and try to win some games. The Bulls and the Hornets. The Bulls were able to snap a 2-game losing streak. Lou Aldain did a good job with 20 points as they beat the Hornets 96-87. Very good game. The Hornets haven't been playing very good, but you know what? The Bulls was very good on the road, the best road team this season. The Warriors and the Jazz. The Jazz was able to win by 14, 115 to 101. Al Jefferson had 24 points. Gordon Hayward added 17 points to that. Utah is untouchable at home. Golden State's still struggling. They want to get it back together before they did not make the playoffs, and I really want to see them in the playoffs. The Spurs and the Sacramento Kings. Spurs hold the best record. They win. Tony Parker, 30 points, 11 assists. Helps the Spurs win and continue having the best record in the league. Last game that was reported for my NBA, the Suns and the Portland Trail Blazers. The Suns were blowing them out, but the Blazers lost by 4. Suns won 102-98. J.J. Hickson balled out, 25 points, 16 rebounds. Lewis Scola had 18 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Phoenix Suns, they're trying to move up. Portland is trying to get the 8th spot. They're number 9, and the Lakers are number 10. Very tough. As we get closer to NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs will be near, of course. So you see a lot of teams playing back-to-backs and all of that. March Madness is near, so be ready for that. NFL Draft is near. Always keep your nose open for that. NFL Combine starts next week. Tomorrow. I'm sorry. And just enjoy your night. I'll see you in the morning talking about the games to watch on Wednesday. It's ball night, by the way. Wednesday and Friday is always ball night for the NBA, so you'll see a doubleheader on ESPN. I will tell you about that tomorrow, so tune in tomorrow if you can, and I'll see you in the morning.